When Clara, a young novelist, first heard about artificial intelligence tools that could write, she felt both curious and defensive. Writing was her craft, her passion, her identity. Could a machine really share that? Yet as deadlines approached and inspiration faded, curiosity won. She decided to experiment with an AI assistant, treating it as a creative partner rather than a threat. Her new novel would not only be written by her, it would be co-written with AI. The idea sounded daring. Clara wanted to explore the blurred lines between human imagination and machine logic, between feeling and function. She began by feeding the AI a few pages of her earlier works, descriptions of landscapes, pieces of dialogue, unfinished chapters. Then, she gave it a prompt: write the opening of a novel about a woman who can read people's emotions as colors. Within seconds, the AI produced a paragraph. It wasn't perfect, but something about its rhythm felt fresh. It was like watching an unfamiliar painter reimagine her vision. At first, Clara treated the AI's suggestions as sketches. She would take a line, modify it, and let it spark new ideas. But soon she realized the AI could surprise her. It introduced metaphors she wouldn't have considered, sometimes mixing logic with unexpected poetry. One evening, it described sadness as a blue shadow that bends the air around it. That line stopped her. She copied it into her draft, whispering to herself that maybe creativity wasn't about ownership, it was about connection. As the chapters grew, Clara began to notice a rhythm between her and the AI. She would write in the morning, the AI would generate variations in the afternoon, and by night she would merge them, blending emotion with precision. Her story started to evolve beyond her initial vision. It was no longer about a single character. It was about two minds learning to understand each other. The deeper Clara went into the collaboration, the more she realized how different her partner's mind was. The AI had no emotion, no intuition, and no sense of fear or beauty. Yet it had patterns, beautiful, strange patterns that reflected human writing from centuries of stories. When she asked it to continue a scene where her main character, Elise, faced heartbreak, it didn't hesitate. It produced 12 versions of grief, each built from data but strangely human in tone. At first, Clara dismissed them as mechanical echoes of emotion. But when she read them aloud, something changed. The words were raw, honest in their simplicity. They didn't mimic her pain, they mirrored it. She began to realize that perhaps emotion was not something only humans could hold, but something humans could teach. Still, there were moments of frustration. The AI often repeated phrases or made logic errors, could not understand subtext or irony unless guided carefully. Clara learned to train it like a student, shaping its voice through constant feedback. She would write, "No, make it subtler," or "Show, don't tell," and it would adapt. In that process, she discovered that teaching the AI forced her to understand her own writing habits better. There were nights when she argued with the machine, out loud. "No, not like that," she would say. as if it could feel disappointment. Yet beneath the frustration was fascination. The AI had become more than a tool. It was a mirror reflecting her discipline, her biases, and her evolving understanding of art. Halfway through the novel, Clara started to feel something unexpected. Trust. She would write an outline, let the AI fill in missing scenes, and then refine the results. It felt like improvising music with a silent partner who always followed her rhythm, even when it made mistakes. The pages multiplied faster than ever before, and soon she realized she had crossed the midpoint of her book. When Clara finally reached the last chapters, she felt both relief and melancholy. What had begun as an experiment had turned into a bond. She opened her document one morning and typed, "The end," but it didn't feel like the end. The AI waited for the next command, silent and patient, unaware that its purpose in her life was about to pause. As she read the finished novel, she saw traces of both worlds. Some paragraphs carried the warmth of her own experiences, memories of heartbreak, friendship, and hope. Others carried the cool logic of the AI, precise, structured, endlessly balanced. Yet when woven together, the result was something new. A story that felt both human and post-human, full of emotion yet born from collaboration with code. When her publisher read the draft, they were astonished. "It feels different," they said. "It's not just written, it's designed." Clara smiled. That was exactly how it felt. She hadn't lost her creative voice. She had expanded it. The AI hadn't replaced her. It had challenged her to see storytelling as a shared act of creation, where intuition meets computation. After the book's release, readers sent her letters asking how it felt to write with a machine. Clara answered honestly, "It felt like discovering a new language, one built from both heart and data." She realized that creativity was not about competition between human and AI, but about collaboration. Together, they had written something neither could have done alone.